the Salis potentially mid or Salis jungle, and Davis is just going to default to comfort, pick that Gnar.
Which composition do you like more? Because I'm a bit
Kaiser
torn.
scales like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Kaiser scales like crazy, especially with the new Navori. The fact that they have almost guaranteed engage, they have triple engage. They have a Gnar, they have a Gnar Mega into Gnar ulti, they have a Mumu, Curse of the Sad Mummy time, they have the depth charge from Nautilus. All this happening while Lux is dealing damage from the back and Kaiser is shredding people in the front. So
yeah, that Lux is gonna do a lot of poke damage, especially on the Varus.
Yeah. It's just there to sort of make lane less scary.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, it makes it more easy to lane, and also, should you snowball, gives you some kind of ability to threaten that lane as well, more than you usually would.
Yeah, generally,
look,
it's gonna be very interesting.
5-man here.
Yeah, 5-man bot, and Lulu has gone to that tri-bush.
Are they gonna get spotted here? Red side, they don't see anything here.
Yep, the amazing vision toggle, and we can see that they don't have wards there, but Varus is slightly out of position. Might have to burn his flash here. Who's going to throw the bandage? Who's going to land that? The Q's going to come through. Game gets paused.
That was a very weird flash. Well, I don't know what he was trying to do there. I think he was trying to flash over the wall.
Yeah, I suspect he was trying to flash over the wall and didn't quite make it. Insta pause. And also we shall find out what the problem is.
I don't think he should die here, just because he is very quickly into the tower from that position, and they just burned both their engages from a Mumu and the Q from Nautilus. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, Varus makes it. Yeah, Varus makes it out of there.
Is it frozen for you as well?
Yeah, it's a spectator bug because of the pause.
Okay.
But we shall resume in due time.
So you just have to wait it out?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
Dark Harvest Salis, first strike to Leah. Lots of burst damage.
Do you think this will have any actual effect on the early game, considering the Varus has had to burn both his summoners and is going to be late into lane?
Potentially. When Kaiser, we should keep an eye on this bot lane, because if Kaiser and Nautilus hit level 2, before Varus, if Nautilus lands that dredge hook onto Varus, there's no real way that he gets out of it.
Yeah.
Judgy Rocks is kind of in a very vulnerable position, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just concedes the push, or if they concede the push.
It is interesting that they prioritized. So Lulu was helping the Salis to do the leash, but Varus just went straight to lane. So they are trying to avoid that possibility of him getting significantly pushed into his lane. So he wanted to make sure that he got his XP.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless. Yeah. But it is a really good audible to know that, hey, the bot lane will be basically doomed if you don't concede something else. So Salis is clear, might be slightly slower. You can see Iron Bubbles is already on their third camp. Salis is just starting.
He will have the priority there, but he will get spotted on that ward next to his chickens there.
Yeah. So also they know that they started boss side, and they know that he's spotting top as well. Because it really was late, but level 2's been hit. Judgy Rock's level 2 as well. No engage from the Nautilus, probably just hoping for, probably thinks the wave is too big, probably thinks the wave is strange. Garen is in the topside jungle terrorizing the mummy. Let's see how this develops. He's just going to push him off, I think. But I think Amumu's gotten red buff. No, Amumu is actually topside as well. The Kingslayer, the flash, he's going to, there it is. Amumu is dead. First blood goes to Salis.
I'm surprised that he still tried to get something done there, right? Like, once he got pushed out of that red, I'm surprised that he still returned and tried to get something. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Jaina Proudmoore's in a lot of danger. Disenchantress, lots of low health bars. There's a ticking corrupting pot at the moment. Minion damage is going to be very, very scary. Breaking health bars all over the place. Barrier Flash burns. Disenchantress still has Flash Cleanse. And I think they're just going to manage to push this in for free, basically.
I mean, she got both the summoners, right? So
yeah,
she's happy. Oh, good.
Yep, the Dredge Hook is going to come through. Doesn't land, doesn't make contact. Yeah, and yeah, quieting downfall. Then Salis is say equal in form to Amumu. He hasn't backed yet, hasn't actually had a chance to fully realize. So at the moment, Amumu is slightly stronger.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Slightly stronger. Got that bot side scuttle. Looking for a gank mid, it looks like. Yeah, looking for a gank mid, it seems, but yeah, nothing happens there.
Oh.
Yeah, Drachuk is gonna land. The cleanse, the exhaust is gonna come through. Kai's gonna cleanse that. There are a lot of damage coming from that passive, but a lot of damage in return to Blaziken. That polymorph did inconvenience slightly.
Yeah, the return
but you can see,
higher than expected.
Yeah, drinking a lot of those pots, trying to keep as healthy as possible. Discourage a dive because they will never dive yet full out. Yeah, Jaina Proudmoore is forced to reset again. As Disenchantress gets another free reset.
She's not going because she knows that it's a lot of CS and XP that she's gonna miss, so she's staying with barely any mana left.
And Talia's always just gonna outroam you basically because of her passive. She can just sort of stand by that wall, gets that huge boost in movement speed.
Movement speed, right?
Yeah.
Which is especially fun when she starts to rotate through the rivers. Because all your like instinctive timing of how long a champion needs to get to your lane is off when when Talia's in the game.
Yeah.
Momo's here. Oh, he got that.
Yeah, Moon's gonna land the bandage. The first bandage is gonna come through. The Q is gonna land as well. The cleanse and Iron Bubbles is gonna get the kill there. Fly's gonna flash, murder the Lux where she stands, and Iron Bubbles is gonna have to walk away. Yeah, really, really amazing counter gank by Momo Devil. Getting that second one, losing their flash. But Disenchantress has no more sums, but Jaina Proudmoore isn't able to capitalize. Didn't get a good crash off. Because Salis pushed that away then. If the Dredge is going to land, the Root's going to land as well. Kai's going to try and get the positive, but she's going to get polymorphed, and that's the end of that.
Salis is rotating down as well, but they've got vision on him. It is kind of interesting if you think about it that Disenchantress got both the summoners of Jaina Proudmoore, but wasn't able to capitalize on it, whereas the gank from Amumu got both the sums and the kill.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think, very Talia favored at the moment. Just because of how strong Salis is in that 2v2.
Yeah.
But when Amumu hits 6, it becomes a different story.
Yeah, and he must be extremely close to 6. Maybe 1 can.
Yeah, I imagine
2. He's got the blue and the Krug, and he's got 6.
We talk about the Talia roam. Talia is parting bot side. They don't really have vision. It's very, very dark for the side of E4. Yep, there's the Weaver's Wall. Gonna try and separate them, get them off the turret. Yep, they both flash. Yep, really amazing. And Blaziken saw his life flash before his eyes as Jetlock is throwing that piercing arrow. It's a 4-man bot. Amu is not 6 yet, can't really contribute to the fight, but for the first time in a while, Jaina Proudmoore gets that push in.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're also getting him the solo play. Right? They're all backing up, so he should get the play.
Let's see if Iron Bubbles. Oh, the seismic shove is gonna throw, and Jaina Proudmoore is gonna die from that. The Vandy's gonna go through a bit ambitious. It's a 1v, it's a 2v4. Yeah, the Chains of Corruption are gonna land as well. Bubbles dies, killed by their own curse.
I
Meanwhile, on top lane,
appreciate the aggressive behavior of engaging blindly there, but
yeah, I thought he was going to. I thought what he was going to do was jump over the dragon pit,
yeah, me
or
too.
use the blast cone
Yeah.
over into the brush and then kill the Varus.
Yeah.
I figured that was the play that they were going for. But it never happened. Meanwhile, on top lane, the most docile lane.
Yeah, this is
here
just
in
a
our
wet
native
little fight right
environments.
now. It's just the classic two top laners on their island, just having fun.
A man and his dog play catch for several hours on end.
Yeah. What we'll see here. I mean, if the Nard does shove this lane, he is going to open himself up for a gank from the Silas, but it doesn't seem like the Silas is going to prioritize that. Just got the scuttle and is now trying to get his own top side there. Yeah, it's just focusing his top side here.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, on top side, yeah, nothing's happening, and right now this game seems like these guys are very, very content to just sort of play out the game, get their creeps, get their items.
I
and then
am quite
play for
surprised
the
that Silas is not looking for a gank top there, considering how strongly Dinar is pushing.
I think the problem is Noi is one of those champs that can just straight up kill both of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially because my dad is black isn't really in the healthiest of states right now. Bot lane is kind of getting to that phase where they push in the lane and then rotate mid, and then Vax is going to push in this lane and then reset. Kai's going to catch the wave, reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of the very routine supports are now unleashed to do what they do. Yeah, Judge Rock's going to try and get some vision, going to clear a bit of that vision. Not under immediate threat. Yeah, I blow bubbles.
Yeah.
I blow bubbles. Sorry, I looked at the name and I'm just like, wait, I blow bubbles is jungler. No,
that's the fun that they're having with their namings. Yeah.
Yeah. The Kaiser is built BF Soul. So there's a potential that this is a
Nice
Infinity Edge
pivot.
first Kaiser. Yeah, thanks. I practiced that. Yeah, Infinity Edge Kaiser into some other mythic or some degree, but we'll see how this goes. A lot of base AD from that. There's
right now you need to be very careful if you fight any fight where the Silas is involved, because he's just hit one of his power spikes and there's nothing on the other side that can match it.
Yeah, Night Harvester, Sork Boots, and 5 Dark Seal stacks on this Silas. Yeah, kind of just stay away from the Silas right now until you get your items, until you're ready to fight. But I don't think you'll have the luxury of choosing when you get to fight. I think he'll just do it for you, but actually Blazicus is going to take that initiative into his own hands. He's going to land the depth charge. Silas is going to depth charge Deluxe in response. And then he's going to try and throw the first bandage. He's going to miss it. Potentially looking for a second one.
I mean, it tells you
top side.
His strength, right? He engages between two turrets, and it's the team that got engaged on between their two turrets that had to blow flash on their support.
Yeah, while you were talking about blowing flash, Silas burns his to an also step charge. No immediate danger, but he felt it was sketchy enough with the Mooma also being bot side that it potentially is lethal. As the supports, all the ADCs are just going to continue farming bot side. No, and Davis just to keep fighting. Yeah, the Silas is going to come through. Is going to go for anything else? No, just a really quick short trade. Conqueror.
Also, I don't know if you...
This trade's going to continue. Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, I think Guy's going to chase, but Nard's going to walk away. Not getting that hyper proc as that first turret in the bot lane goes down.
Well, I was going to say exactly about that bot lane. I think a lot of people haven't noticed this, but Jejurock's got a significant amount of plates solo, so even though he is like 1 and 0 between beside 0 and 0 for the Kai'Sa, and behind in CS. If you look at the actual gold, he's ahead by almost 1.3 thousand.
Yeah, I think when Kai'Sa and Nautilus went for that rotation, sort of gave him a lot of free reign. He also got a lot of free XP because he's actually up on, he's up a level.
Like you wouldn't expect it if you just look at the CS, but he's significantly ahead right now.
Yeah, Kai'Sa is actually going for that Infinity Edge first item, it looks like, or can pivot straight into Mythic from here. They're the exact same price, both 3,400. And at this point, I think they're both 1225. So Kai'Sa can literally, at any point in time, pivot from one to the other, and if she gets enough, she can just buy the crit cloak, and then shortly afterwards buy the other item. And she has the free boots as well, so she never has to worry about buying boots. Momo Dividend is going to walk into the jungle. Iron Bubbles is going to get the first stun. I'm wrong. Iron Bubbles is going to get the 3-man stun. Shows Salis how you actually stun people. Kai'Sa's going to get shut down. The death or the dredge charge is going to get in. And Iblo Bubbles is going to get the double kill. The flash Q by Disenchantress is going to come through. The Demacia is going to land as well, but doesn't kill. Not in too much shielding. Nautilus is going to go for another dredge charge. Davos is going to try and run in. I think he's probably prepping for Mega. He's a bit of a way off. He has to flash out of that. Iblo Bubbles potentially looking for a kill, but no, Disenchantress is going to land that seismic shove into stun. That first strike getting a lot of value. Jada Parable doesn't have ult, but Jada Parable might get ult here. Potentially looking for lethal on Disenchantress. Yeah, they're just going to back off of this, but Jada Parable still potentially has lethal. Let's see if
they do need to be careful. The Lux has a lot of damage.
Jada Disenchantress just walks on a ward, so she has a rough idea. And yeah, Salis to come back just in time. He died first in that fight.
That was very unfortunate with the Dabba's TP, because his Mega Gnar timing was not timed with his, because he wasn't expecting to having to TP him that point. So he got he got there without having the stacks he wanted for his Mega Gnar.
Yeah, I think a second or two to build more rage before going for that TP. But I think in those moments, your team is sort of calling for the TP.
And I mean, he was TPing to dissuade them to engage, which worked. But then the re-engage happened, which worked because he didn't have the stacks up.
Yeah, in perfect world, Gnar gets Mega, Gnar flings 2 into the wall, and you clean up very
he could have turned the fight
he could turn the fight. He's gonna just run away from the Silas. He's taking Gnarled. A lot of engage in that. But we saw how it happened the last time. The Silas going in for that ult, but he's still quite squish. Sort of exploded on impact when he actually used that immune ult, because the lockdown is just too much.
Jesus, man.
But Disenchantress, doing a lot of damage. She actually pulled the Luden, so
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's strong right now.
Yeah, I want to see if anyone ends up buying any magic resist. Kai'Sa has a lot of options, and Moon has a lot of options being a tank. Dabus has a lot of options being a tank. Blaziken has a lot of options being a tank. So let's see if they opt into like early magic resist, just to make sure Talia doesn't.
Has it already with that shield thing, but
yeah, the Aegis of the Legion. We're gonna see, do they opt for more? Salis is running top side. Salis doesn't really have any oracles to sweep vision. Dabus feels 17's up. He's gonna start channeling recall. It's 2v2 in the top side.
It's 3v2.
Dabus at 60% rage. Yep, flash, Mega Gnar, slam into the wall. Couldn't really have time to react. Physically impossible. Yeah, seismic shove. I think Iron Bubbles is dead here.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, just completely obliterates him. I think Talia has Scorch.
Holy shit, man. That Talia is just a menace right now. He's playing it so well.
Yeah, really well played by Disenchantress. Abusing how strong they are. Abusing the power of their first strike and how pokey they are. As Judge is going to get a kill first. I think the Seismic Shove's going to be lethal. The Polymorph's going to land. Potentially a return kill. The final spark comes through. Disenchantress this entire time. Just outside of turret range. That Dredge line not managing to pull Disenchantress into turret range for lethal.
Also, the Silas has now 5 kills as well, so it's not only that the Talia has a lot of damage because of the kills and the items that are considered that he gets because of that. Like, they have 2 hyper accelerated champions right now in their team.
I think my dad is black is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Nar is doing a lot of damage. That Triforce coming in clutch, and yeah, gets the first kill. Potentially the beginning of a comeback. It seems as
this is how it starts.
Yeah, this is how the comeback starts. Trust me, I'm the underdog whisperer. Yeah, is like you said, Salis is currently 5-1 and 2, and yeah, this mid jungle right now, very, very potent. But Lux ulti does a lot of damage, and Mumu ulti is, if someone's out of position, Salis can't ult if he's stunned.
Yeah. He can't use it if he's CC'd in general, right?
Yeah, keeping in mind he can still smite, so being stunned does not stop him from smiting. A bit of build optimization. A fun fact: when you have stopwatch, you have Zonyas basically. Meanwhile, as I was talking about that, yeah, the Gnar is gonna ult the Gnar. Salis is taking no damage from that Kaiser W. Kaiser's 600 gold towards her Infinity Edge. They have to ask themselves, do they want to fight this now? Or do they want to wait for Kaiser to get Infinity Edge? I think Homo is going to make that decision for them. They kind of want to look for that fight.
Yeah.
With Garen topside, he has TP as well, so you can actually just start hitting this turret. Someone has to respond to. Meanwhile, they're going to be looking for a pick, which they get quite easily. Momo Devilic is on a killing spree right now.
Yeah, this is a disaster for them because they've got the pressure topside, and now with the pick, they can really pressure this Drake as well. They should be able to just get this Drake completely for free, uncontested.
Yeah. Very, very, very tense. Very tense times for the side of E4 because you know it's sort of a ticking time bomb. Silas is going to start getting to the point where he deletes me.
Yeah.
But as I say, on my tangent about stopwatch.
Oh yeah, what was that?
You have stopwatch. You have Zonya's Hourglass already. So one of the minor optimizations that I've seen most people do is you buy the stopwatch and then continue building your next item. And then you only finish the stopwatch after you've used it. That way you have potentially two opportunities to bait someone. Yeah, just a bit of slight optimization there.
Huh.
Especially with the fact that stopwatch is slightly more expensive. Ever since the nerfs, but Disenchantress is looking for a pick. Blaziken is in a lot of danger. Oh, but Paris is actually the first one to die out of all of this. Blaziken is still alive. His health bar is ticking, but he makes it out of there. There's Hex Gates, so he can potentially get back into this fight. Momo Devilic is going to try and land ult. Momo Devilic actually gets the Mumu ult and gets the kill in return, but Momo Devilic is now on a rampage. Top laner for jungle support, and they're going to be pushing that bot lane.
Yeah, that was just a little bit overeager there,
but it's getting there. There's signs of life from
definitely. It's definitely not that you're writing them off completely. You can see that even though they are behind, you can still see them. They have the damage and the ability to win fights if it's set up correctly, or if they're lucky with like some parts of it. But it's not like it's completely over.
The thing to keep in mind, Silas wasn't at the beginning of that fight. No. Silas was at the beginning of the fight, but he was not he was fighting a completely different fight. He was soloing the top laner. If Silas is at that 5v5 and actively participating, I think that turns in a completely different direction.
Yeah, no, I mean, his damage would have swayed that fight almost 100%.
As the next objective is going to be the Baron. I don't think they're going to be looking for it. I think they're just going to sit back, farm up a bit, and get their resources. Paris is going to cancel this recall like the tricksy Riordle she is. I was going to say
I was wondering where you're going to go with that.
Yep. But we keep it peachy, yeah. Yeah, how do you win this if you're E4? What are you looking for? Is there like a specific play in mind? What do you think?
I mean, I personally, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I would want to poke a lot with the Lux before any objective, especially on the Varus. But then again, if I look at it, the Varus is not that relevant, right? Like the two champions you really want to damage or you want to do something before a fight is especially the Salis and the Talia. And I don't know how you get those two to not engage in fights. Especially with the healing that the Salis has.
And the damage and the fact that he has that Zhonya's, that means you can't really kill him.
Yeah,
If you spend all your cooldowns on top of him.
It's really not easy right now. Especially with the Talia, you can see it now. She's going, I think it's going Death Cap 3rd, right?
Potentially. Potentially. She already has the Shadow Flame, and the only other item that pulls out of Needless. I think there might be one more, but Death Flame is definitely one of them. Oh, Death Flame? Death Cap. The one thing that they do have on their side is scaling. This Kaiser does a lot of damage.
Sure, but the scaling now is pushed back quite significantly considering the enemy team has 3 Drakes and you're now forced to fight in 48 seconds for the 4th Drake. Unless you want to give Soul, but I don't know if you want to actually.
Yeah. Momo Devilux going to take the blue buff. Thanks for the leash, as they're going to try and clear some of this vision. Make it quite impossible. The bandage goes through. Very, very wistful thinking, but it might have actually resulted in lethal. Just not sure for which side yet. Yeah. My dad is black, split pushing on the top side. The 4-man ulti, the cleanse comes through, the depth shots comes through, and Talia dies immediately. There's hope in this fight, and Judging Rocks, Kaiser gets the double kill. Lots and lots of damage. Momo Devilux is on the outside looking in. Let's see if he gets a magical ult. He doesn't get any ults. I think he might be dead. He dashes over the wall. Second part of that Kingslayer. But judging, My Dad's Black's just trying to end the game. I think the moment Devilux is going to go for the Kingslayer 1, he's going to miss it. Let's see if he can kill the Kaiser, Nautilus, and Amumu. Kaiser's going to clean up that shutdown as well. Triple kill plus 800 gold in pockets. This Kaiser is very rich all of a sudden, but their base is in shambles.
To be fair though, right? Like, you would still take this, considering what you had before.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Davis is going to get the solo bowler in the top lane as retribution for what just happened.
This is a big win for E4 right now, right? You got the kills, you got the shutdowns, you got flashes from Garen.
Yeah, got Zhonya's from Silas. You burnt Talia flash, which means she doesn't have as much safety. Amumu bandage looks a lot more lethal all of a sudden.
I was very surprised of how much damage the Amumu ult combined with the Lux R had.
Yeah, it was Disenchanters cleansed the Amumu ult.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of damage that came from the ISO W from Kaiser.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Because Amumu stacked 3 on Kaiser's passive, and then her W popped it.
Oh, that's
so she took that percentage max self damage.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
On top of that Lux ulti, there was a lot of surprise damage that she couldn't really cleanse. She cleansed the CC, but she didn't cleanse the.
Yeah, because it was quite a surprising, right? You immediately saw like the health bars fell like really quickly.
Yeah, it was a moment of panic as Momo was on the other side of the. Was inside the blue side jungle, or red side blue, or blue jungle. Yeah. Red side's blue jungle.
I mean, and it is nice for you, right? Because you pushed out the Soul Drake for another 3 minutes. So sure, like you need to be careful about Baron, but that's a.
Meanwhile, Momo Devilux looking for a pick. Wow. I think Lulu dies immediately. You know, the flash crystals at money time. The super shot's gonna come through. Bible Bubble's gonna get the first kill. The second kill it goes to Amumu. The TP's gonna come mid. I think my dad's back just has to run for the hills as this Baron just gonna get taken very easily from E4. Momo Devilux has 34 seconds, but I think this dies waiting for 34 seconds. I said 5 minutes ago the comeback is real, and the comeback is looking a lot more feasible at this moment. They're going to get objective bounty on this as well. Yep, objective bounty. That gold difference is going to come down significantly. is they're going to trade mid-turret, but now it doesn't really matter. They can push this wave out so fast. And yeah, Kaiser's going to get... If Kaiser goes topside and grabs all of this XP, she's going to grab so much gold for free, as well as pushing out this lane.
This was very interesting, considering, right, like we were both saying this, like, yeah, the only thing they need to worry about is maybe potentially playing about the Baron, and they get a pick and they take the Baron themselves, so now you're in a very good position. You can easily clear the waves. You've got the Baron buff for your minion waves as well if you want to contest somewhere. You've got 2 minutes for the next Drake spawn, which is 100% going to be where the next fight happens, unless it happens before. But I mean, you've got a timer, right? The next fight at minimum it's going to be in 1 minute 38 seconds or 30, whatever, right?
Keep in mind that Davis has TP advantage on My Dad is Black, so if a skirmish happens right now, Davis can leave, and My Dad is Black is just sort of forced to push this wave in. Mama Devil looking topside, potentially looking to kill this Lux, but seeing Iron Bubble sort of backs away, knowing that Lux or Kaiser and Nautilus aren't that far behind. Kaiser has ult again. Kaiser can join a team fight from almost 1,000 units away as well.
The one thing they need to be careful of is that super minion wave topside, right? Like, if you are going to be playing around this Drake, you need to keep in mind of that wave, right? Because if you get, like, wiped or something, that can end you the game if they use that wave to push into your base. And it is, like, well, like less than a minute for the next Drake to spawn, so...
Yeah. All the important summoners are up except for Disenchantress Flash. Disenchantress Cleanse is still up, but if she gets caught cleanses, she doesn't really have a way to go. Searching depth charge, I think they might get it. The bandage has to come through. I think the bandage is going to land. Amumu is going to go. Kaiser's here as well. Varus is going to be late. Yeah, the seismic shove is going to come through, and Unstoppable is the name, and I Blow Bubbles is the gamer. As Momo Devil look, his health bar shudders. Zarya goes golden. Chains of Corruption going to land. The cleanse comes through. No one gets rooted from it. Seems like a free drag. 42 seconds till jungle. 3 seconds till drag. E4 is looking very in control of the game
and also
right now.
Davis recalled and has the TP, but is going to catch a wave top, so they're also not risking anything.
Ooh, Kaiser had to smite that. Iron Bubbles didn't manage to smite it. That dropped to about 432. Talia Q does about... Talia Q, when it's the giant rock, does about 600 damage.
And I was a bit closer than you would want it to be. I'm gonna be honest.
Shaky, sweaty palms right now. But they get the drag anyway, and Hextech Soul doesn't go over to Homo Salis.
Yeah, and also E4 now has the gold lead, so it's swung significantly.
Kaiser opting for more attack speed as well. The new Mortal Reminder, no, not more attack speed, because the new Mortal Reminder no longer does attack speed. Gives you armor, pen, and anti-heal. How much anti-heal has she done with ever since she bought it? Oh, yep.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
No. Very significant amount.
Hey, we don't have to look at it.
Exactly. Just look at the picture. It looks pretty. Obviously, at this point, because of the fact that it builds Last Whisper, it's just a more gold efficient item to build than Lord Doms, and there's no real tanks besides there's no real HP stackers besides My Dad is Black, and even then, he hasn't really stacked HP. Yeah, I like how E4 is playing this as well. That they pushed the wave, but then immediately backed off because NA's like Homo sapiens, whatever.
Salis.
Homo Salis were looking to like a Death Brush Fnatic style, but E4 is playing this very calmly. Like they have a. If you look at the minimap, look at how they have their vision set up. They have both their jungles very well lit up, that they know what's happening, right?
Yeah, they're not going to walk into a trap.
Exactly,
obviously, it means that they're not as proactive as their lead would suggest they could be.
Yeah.
But then again, they've constantly been sort of stressing about a Garen in side
Yeah.
lanes.
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
again, TP advantage. TP is up for both top laners. Dabus has hit level 18.
Yeah.
Those level 18 starting to come through. Dabus is level 18. My dad is black, who's been perma in side lanes, is still level 17.
Yeah, also the Kai'Sa is still waiting for her cleanse to come out of CD. But other than that, I mean, you still got 2.5 minutes for the next Drake. So
Yeah, but I imagine the call right now is to play for some kind of turrets.
yeah.
My dad's black is just sort of stopping Davis from doing anything proactive.
Yeah, they will have to send a wave, some on top side, because that wave is starting to accumulate a bit.
Yeah, a lot of skill shots whiffed. A lot of skill shots whiffed in that skirmish. I think the silence is going to come through. The rage bar is getting filled up very, very quickly. My dad's black does not want to be in the situation when Nar goes mega, and he just peels off. Davis potentially could have engaged slightly more on that, knowing that his mega was up, and I think he probably kills. But it doesn't really matter. He gets the mega. He walks away.
The
Jojox has been holding
4 items as well.
Yeah, finished 4 items, going for that on-hit Varus build.
Yeah.
If he can hit people and proc the ability or proc his blight, lots of damage. The problem is he has to hit people. If he doesn't hit people, and
I mean,
if he can't get into a spot to hit people,
exactly. And like the spot he needs to be in to hit people is extremely dangerous to be around, because you'll be very, very, very close to the Mumu and Nautilus, right?
Yeah, the range in which he needs to hit people
right.
looks awfully within hook range.
Exactly, right. If you think of it, you're like, the dude can just like stun me easily.
Yeah, all sums up for the side of E4, and they're going to start grouping up mid. 40 seconds towards this drag. It is Soul. They have to fight it. They are very, very strong, and let's see if they how they play this. Ideally, push mid-wave in, push one more mid-wave, and then path through river like they're doing right now. There's the Death Rush. Kai'Sa shouldn't take the first bit of aggro. 5-man seismic shove. Davis is going to try and go in. Garen's going to get the first one. He's going to Demacia. The ult's going to come through. Eyeblow Bubbles is on their own. Iron Bubbles is going to kill the first one, but it's just 2 people there. Jaina Proudmore maybe trying to clean up another kill, but no, they don't get it. Just Enchantress with the 5-man stun. The Unraveled Earth killed almost 2 people immediately.
Yeah.
The Seismic Shove killed their top laner immediately, and looks like a lot of damage is going to come from this. E4 had a really good idea going.
They might look for the end, considering they've got like 20 seconds.
Yeah, Nautilus is up in 10 seconds, but Nautilus isn't going to really do anything. Nope, they're just going to back off. Potentially, Varus is going to hit turret. Yeah, Varus is potentially going to hit back. No, he's just going to back off there. Varus still has GA. Nothing happened. To Varus specifically, he got Lulu ulted, making sure that Varus doesn't need to go golden and break his GA.
That was the first time I really saw E4 completely caught out as a team there, right?
Really, really unfortunate. They just lacked the vision in that pit. If they threw a pink ward or blue ward into that brush, they would have known. If Davis came from a different angle, he might have caught them unawares. There's a lot of things that they could have done differently, but that doesn't really matter. Right now, they just sort of have to rally and play for the end. They have to see how do they play this game.
And they were also looking at they were looking to fight before the Drake, because Davis made sure he got the Mega Gnar, even though the Drake was like 30 seconds away. So they were looking for a fight as well, which makes me so confused that like you're making sure that your Mega Gnar is gonna spawn while you have a disadvantage in vision. But I mean, again, right, like this is like after the fact thinking about it, but maybe it made more sense during what was happening.
Yeah, they tried to do something there. Davis is currently bot side. They're gonna start this Baron. There's 4 people top side. Davis does have TP if they need it, if they shout for it. But this Baron's melting. Yeah, this Baron's melting. maybe something happened. Maybe a mover goes for the manage. Nope. Meanwhile, Davis is fighting bot lane. The Chains of Corruption is going to land, but it doesn't land for long. Those Mercury Treads and Sasti. It gets stuck easier. As my Black just got a well in that bottom end hit.
And this is now all three. Oh, the minions!
Yep. All 5 members of Homo Salis wearing this coat of purple. This ring is going to get popped and they're going to start running towards mid. They have no mid or bot in him, and there's a mid wave coming up that's going to be Baron empowered. Let's see how they do this. There's a lot of defensive util still up. The Banshees on Talia, the GA on Varus, the Zonias on Silas.
Even if you think you instinctively have won the fight or have a great engage, though, just the GA and Zonias can really change that fight.
Yep, Silas has shield bow, or Varus has shield bow as well. And they also have Lulu ults on top of all of that. So we're gonna see how they go for this. Do they dance for this top inhib? Meanwhile, my dad's Black just pressing the issue on the bot side of the map. They're waiting for that top wave to come in, maybe clean up this third inhib, get a triple inhib going, and potentially end the game here. As the root's gonna land, he's gonna go golden. Chains of Corruption's gonna land on top of the North. There's the seismic shove, the unraveled earth. He's dead on the impact. The purple Baron empowered minions are doing work to this turret, and I think on my dad's Black just gonna try and end the game. The chains are gonna come through. The Kingslayer, the unraveled earth, the seismic shove is gonna land. Then the Devil Look is gonna go for the final ult. Survives a 1 HP, but doesn't matter. It's Homo Salis